Hello everybody, welcome to my weird wonderful world, and today this is my third video of the day that I'm making. I made two videos earlier that you can go back and watch. I'll try to leave them here and here for you guys so you can check that out. But I got this video idea inspired by a channel called 12 Tone, where he goes through different type of musical ideas, and he writes it on like musical notes and draws little pictures. It's teaching me a lot about music, so it's a channel that I like watching. I'll leave a link to his channel down below. But I got inspired for this video by his topic for his latest video, which is sequels in songs. Like, why don't more songs have sequels? And I have very few examples, but the examples that I do have to show you will greatly illustrate what I'm talking about. Now, of course, you can have sequels to songs within the same album, right? But what I'm kind of focusing on with just this video is what I have of sequels that are on different albums, that not on the same album. Because I'm sure you can look at certain albums and it has like a part one, part two. You could look at, like, for example, 2112. 2112. The song of 2112 is separated in chapters, but it's still all one song. So, as you've seen in the thumbnail, the biggest example I can think of, and I'm only missing the Reload. The only two Metallica albums I'm missing is Reload and Saint Anger, the two lesser of the albums that I want. I'll get them though. I will get them all. So I'm only missing those two. But it starts with the Black Album with Unforgiven. Okay, that's part one. Reload has Unforgiven part two, and then Death Magnetic has Unforgiven Part 3. And those are, I consider them true sequels. They're not on the same albums. They're separated by albums and that. And it is considered a trilogy. You can, when you listen to them in a row, all three songs in a row, they you can hear the thread that's going through all those tracks. But I wanted to bring up two examples. Well, all of my next examples are from the same band, but they have a couple of different examples of what they were trying to do for sequels and stuff. One of the I'll show the more obvious one in a minute, but the lesser obvious one, and if you think about this, okay, on Farewell to Kings, which I showed on my last episode, Farewell to the Kings ends with Cygnus X1. Cygnus X1. Okay? And this is before they did anything else like that. So when you get to the very next album of Hemisphere, they continue it. They continue it with a sequel, Cygnus X1 Book 2. Book 2, which takes the whole side. So not only does it end, okay, with Cygnus X1, which is a 10-minute song, right? 10 minutes and 30 something seconds. Then you get book 2, which is 18 minutes and and 4 seconds. So you can put, if you play them back to back, like, of course, that ends, and you put the next album on, and it continues the story. It's a sequel. And I'm sure I might have examples of other sequels in my collection, but I just can't think of it. I looked first to make sure, but I can't think of anything that's in sequence like that. But the next example, same, of course, still with Rush, is what they call the Fear. So I call it the Fear Saga. They call it a trilogy, but it's 4 songs. It starts with Witch Hunt, which would be Fear Part One. That's off of Moving Pictures. And then you got where is that? The Weapon. Yeah, The Weapon off of Signals. That would be Fear Part Two. Then you have on Grace Under Pressure, you have The Enemy Within, which is Fear Part 3. It's Part 3. And then they waited a while, and then when the Vapor Trail came out, they have Freeze, which is Fear, and Fear Part 4. So there is sequels. Those are sequels. Those are in parts, different parts. So they have sequels to them. Now the last one I want to talk about here, again, also from Rush, is this is a bit of an oddity. And if anybody can explain this a little bit better, I'm not sure what this is really all about. On Roll the Bones from Rush, they have Where's My Thing? Where's My Thing? And that's part 4 of the Gangster of Boats trilogy. Trilogy is only 3, so this is part 4. But where's part 1, 2, and 3? Where's that trilogy? Where is it? I don't know. It's not on any other albums. So why would Beware My Thing be part 4 of a trilogy of a Gangster of Boat trilogies and no part and no part 1, 2, and 3 to be found? Were they meant to come later and they just kind of like abandoned that idea? I would like a little bit of an explanation. So those are my only examples that I can think of. I mean, yeah, it can happen on the same album. There's songs, you'll have songs separated in chapters. You'll have like 1, 2 songs of this, and then part 1 of a song, then a couple of different songs, then part 2 of a song, and then it, I know I do have examples of that on my other albums, but I thought it would be cool to point out having him on different albums. All right, that's it for this video. Again, I wasn't going to make this long at all. And again, I'm not going to bore you with any of my normal closing. I'm just going to flat out close because I love you all. You know that. You know what to do. And just please, everybody, be safe. Take care. I will see you on the flip side. And please, everybody, have a great day, evening, morning, night, or afternoon, wherever you may be. Peace, everybody.